This video is going to be completely different from my typical videos, and I'm here making this video as not a YouTuber or a content creator, but as a content creator who now has turned that passion into a business. I'm by no means a successful YouTuber who has millions of views, thousands or millions of subscribers with a course being sold on the side, nor am I monetized on the platform making money from YouTube. But I'm someone who started my journey as blogging as well as creating content around food and restaurants back in 2016. But I just want to make this video to serve as a rant and my own feelings, experiences, and thoughts about what's going on around YouTube. As you all may know or have seen, a lot of big YouTubers or even YouTubers that I used to follow for years are now starting to either upload less frequently, maybe like one video a month or even one video every 3 months, or they're now just completely quitting YouTube. And I want to talk about that. I think we all need to realize and admit what we're starting YouTube for. And whether you like it or not, a big part of it is to earn money. The ones that say they're just doing this for fun or it was their passion and had nothing to do with making money should be a little more true to themselves. And in turn, anything that ends up making you money, like YouTube, is eventually going to become or feel like a job and less like a hobby because you now have obligations. You may have signed a contract with a sponsor, or the channel size is so large that you now have to hire people to take up some tasks off your plate. I personally love this process of seeing my business grow and bringing people along onto the team. On the other hand, some YouTubers don't realize that at some point they'll have to do this as well, and it is not an easy task because you're now pretty much turning away from being a content creator and turning into a manager. And this is what I hear YouTubers disliking a lot. They're no longer enjoying the process because the content creation aspect has been handed off to a videographer and editor. Additionally, I personally believe that managing people or a team is possibly one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in my journey. Although I love building a team, this may not be the case for everyone. But you also gotta understand and embrace this fact if you wanna have anything successful and long-lasting. You're now making less profit or net income because you're now growing the team and paying more and more salaries and other overheads. Although this may be true, but it's something you'll have to deal with for a very short amount of time. You physically won't be able to do everything every day for a growing business, and at some point your growth is going to plateau. But with a team, they will be able to assist you with growing that business at a consistent rate. And in return, you'll make back what you're paying as salaries. So I personally think it's important to look into the future and have a long-term outlook. The growth comes with a lot of stress and in turn with a lot of potential anxiety. I personally have a lot of stress as the business is growing and more team members are coming along. I've even noticed having small panic attacks as well as sleeping problems. There are now other people who rely on me and the success and growth of the business to receive timely paychecks to support their own livelihood. And I feel responsible for that every single day since I hired my first ever full-time employee. And sometimes this scares me. It scares me a lot. And sometimes it makes me question myself whether I can continue pushing. So many things have come about associated with scaling the business, like having to open a business bank account, having to hire a part-time accountant, a full-time virtual assistant, filing for taxes, and not gonna lie, it's so overwhelming while also trying to balance out my personal life and relationships with my family and loved ones. But the fact that I need to operate and manage the business in an efficient way to fulfill the salaries no matter what does keep me up at night sometimes. But then I believe this is just part of the process of owning something for yourself and creating your own destiny just like many other business owners. If this is something you can't cope with, then honestly I think you'd be better off either being a solo owner or an employee who earns a fixed salary month after month without the stress of making ends meet for other people's salaries. And don't get me wrong, just because other business owners are coping with this and going through the stressful times doesn't mean you or I have to. But I think it's the price we pay for growing something for ourselves. Now, to be frank, the reason I'm personally starting my YouTube channel is purely to create another project, another business. Although for the longest time since I was a child, a 12-year-old, pretty much 16 years ago, my dream was to become a YouTuber. But today, as an adult, as someone who's tried to build YouTube channels before and failed, I'm finally being true to myself and true to you all. I'm doing this as an additional project and source of income. Everyone always said, don't do this for the money. But now I'm in a fortunate position to have a talented team behind me so I can upload frequently and turn this into something, whether it's in 1 year, 2 years, or even 3 years. I don't really care. Moral of the story is that from one business to another future business owner, you've got to be ready for all the things I've mentioned. You're gonna want to scale. You're gonna want to hire people. You're gonna have stress and anxiety, even if you have the best time management system in the world. And thankfully, I've had my mother, uncles, and brother to thank for showing me how things are done. They've been building businesses and coping with business-related stresses, and I was learning the process from them. So I was pretty much ready for it and knew what I was getting myself into when I started this business. I love having a team. I love having people around me who I can rely on, who I can get advice from. I hated and still hate being alone. I love having my ideas shared with others and hearing their feedback. So be ready, be vigilant, and embrace the process. Let me know your thoughts down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe and stay tuned for more videos from me. See you guys in the next one.